Alrighty, hello beautiful people. Welcome back to Brown Bear Radio. I'm your host, Ed Wilson, owner and operator of Brown Bear Coaching Brown Bear School, here with Ben. Hello, Ben.
Howdy, howdy.
And here with special guest Dan Q. Let's call him Dan Q. Hello, Dan Q.
Hi, Ed. Hi, Ben. How are you guys?
Howdy.
Dan, who are you? Are you my lovable ex-client, Dan? Tell us just the basic things about you.
That's a nice thing to say, Ed. Yes, I am an ex client, an ex lovable client of you.
Still lovable.
I am based in Sydney, and worked. Ed and I worked together 4 years ago now, mate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been some time.
Awesome. So you and I had a catch up recently, and I said, you know what, Dan, I love talking to you so much, and you have such a good point of view, and the issues that we're getting into now are so real and personal, and they're the same with Ben. Ben's been through a very similar experience. And we're going to spend today sort of as an interview, but sort of just hanging out, griping about the shortcomings of gay men and what they could actually do to do something about those shortcomings. And so if listeners listening realize within themselves that they exhibit these perfectly normal, perfectly human, slightly irritating traits, maybe more than slightly, then we want you to know, but I want Ben and Dan to say it, not me, that there is a way to be more confident, clear, and connective, to feel more comfortable, to feel more safe in your body, to hold your boundaries, to know who you are, to speak your truth, to get what you want, and to build a life that feels like it's in alignment with you. Now, of course, that'll never be complete. It's always a work in progress until we die. But Dan, I'll go to you first, and then we'll come back to Ben, and
Sure.
we'll see where we go. But what is the most annoying thing about, I'll use these words, gays who just haven't done their work yet, gays who just don't really love themselves easily and openly and freely yet? How does that make you feel? What do you think about this?
It makes me feel a lot of things, Ed. I think now that since doing the work with you, and again, it's this comes from a complete place of sincerity. I think, well, I feel sad yet opportunistic about recognizing certain traits in other gay men when I see, behavior that can be detrimental, self-sabotaging. There's a heaviness to it.
Yeah. And it's frustrating. So you're currently single again, and you're dating, but not in a hurry, would you say?
Perfect way of putting it, mate. Absolutely. Yeah,
And
dating, but
that's
not
in a
dating, not
hurry.
forcing it. Yeah, not in a hurry. Absolutely. Dating. Yeah, I've been very committed to dating myself.
Yeah.
Of late, let's say.
Yeah. And the thing that sparked me to go, oh my God, we have to put this on the podcast was, how hard is it to date when you're no longer sort of exhibiting a lot of those classic self-defeating bullshit that so many gay guys do. Some of these guys don't know how to not be performative, how to feel safe and comfortable being themselves, revealing themselves, sharing themselves, being honest, because they're still worried about am I enough? Am I good enough? Are they going to like me? What if they don't? Is it true that I'm pathetic and unlovable and going to be forever alone? I'd better impress people. I'd better lie to them about my truth. I don't know. I've been on so many bad dates with guys that did all sorts of backflips. With one guy,
Really?
yeah. Okay, I'm going to mix two stories at once. But one guy, so I was still at university, and there's just a guy on Grindr, and I lived like 2 streets away from the university. And
Yep.
I was like, hey, I don't usually do this, but I'm just horny and up for it. Like, how about you? And he's like, oh, me, definitely too. Yes, absolutely, yes. And I was like, oh, okay, great. Do you want to come over to my house? He's like, now? I was like, yes. He's like, okay, yeah, sure. I'll be there in 30 minutes. I was like, great. When he got there, he seemed really nervous. Something just seemed wrong. I was 21 at this point. I think he was right around the same age.
Yep.
And so we got to my bedroom. I was like, you feeling all right? He's like, yeah, yep. And you see the way I'm saying that? I don't think it was true.
Yeah.
But, I was far from being a life coach yet. So when I tell you I did this stuff, try not to confuse Ed at 36 today and Ed at 21. very different people. And I was like, oh, like, how many times? He goes, oh, 34. I was like,
That
oh,
is
okay.
very
Extremely
specific.
specific. Yeah,
30,
yeah, yeah.
34 you meant 34 different partners, Ed?
No idea, mate. No idea. He said
Right.
34. And I was like, oh, okay. And he goes, just shove it in. And I was like,
Oh
oh,
Lord.
Oh
yeah.
my
Yeah.
God.
Even me then, I was quite horny. I really did. Just that day, I just felt like sort of not using somebody, but just like fucking and then being done. And so I
Yeah.
was like, are you sure? And he's like, yep. I was like, okay. And then I did. And it and like, we went for like 30 seconds, which is quite a lifetime when you've just had someone shove their dick in you without appropriate warm up and foreplay and feeling good
Right.
and feeling calm and feeling safe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and he goes, "Oh, I cummed," and I was like, "Oh,
Oh.
wow, that's a really dumb word to say." I didn't say that out loud, but I thought it immediately in my head, and I was sort of, yeah. Ben's noises are right.
Yeah.
I in hindsight, I just feel incredibly sorry for this guy who, for
Yeah.
whatever reason, seemed to think that just getting a dick up his ass was going to be a great idea. And I'm certain that it was not a great experience, which really sucks. I didn't intentionally hurt him, as you see. Like, I checked in with him, but like
Yeah.
he couldn't accurately represent what he wanted. He couldn't clearly articulate and share how he was feeling, where he was at, what he wanted and what he didn't want, and that helped me sort of accidentally hurt him, which fucking sucks. And that's I don't experience that a lot now. I'm in a 12-year relationship, and I have like very occasional lighthearted flings with just at the beach or whatever I run into in life. Um, my life's very exciting. No, the very
That's right.
occasional fling, which could go one of two ways, good or bad. But yeah, it reminds me of a lot of bad dates I went on. Another one, just quickly. I said, "Hey, let's hang out. Let's go to McDonald's." He's like, "Cool." I was like, "Let's get McFlurries and like talk about life," because this was sort of a couple of months after that guy, and I was like, "Well, that's not happening again. I'm going to talk to everyone before I agree to have sex with him." So we had McFlurries. He's a terrible conversationalist. I didn't learn like anything about him. And he said, "So when are we going to your place?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm not sure that I'm really feeling it." And he's like, "You don't want to?" And I was like, "Do I have to if you want to?" And he's like, "Oh my God, way to fucking destroy my ego." And I was like, "Oh, in my head, did you just say that out loud?" Like, what?
Wow.
Is me having sex with you my obligation, and because you came I owe you sex? Like, what is going on right now? And then he's accusing me of having like mistreated him. Oh. And I just said,
Ugh.
like, "Would you
Ugh.
like to go back to the train station? I can take you." He's like, "I think we'd better." And we just
Train
had this
station. Ed,
silent
that was a train crash, man. That's
Oh my Lord.
And so these experiences is just what reminds me of very visceral experiences of gay dudes. Like, it's not just dating and sex, it's everything. If you can't talk to your parents and hold your boundaries, if you can't talk to your boss and hold your boundaries, if you can't treat people who have less than you and are less capable than you with dignity, respect, and compassion and fairness, like, you're not good at some really important shit. And it's sad. And I think a lot of gay guys are this way because we're full of a lot of self-doubt. It makes us become performative, and we exhibit a lot of these behaviors that we then go ahead and gossip about and say, "I hate that about gay dudes all the time." Fuck.
yeah. I think what's paramount here, and the way I try to, well, not try, the way I do carry myself in all different aspects of life is with authenticity, right? So if you're focusing, so if you're being performative on a date, at work, it's contradictory to your authentic self. And long term, short term, the performance could pay off, whether or not whatever your objective may be, whether it's to get the job, get the head job, like
Yeah.
whatever you're looking for at that point in time.
Yeah.
But by being performative and not acting with authenticity from the get go, long term, things won't play out the way that you intend them to.
You're digging such a hole.
What do you mean, mate? Why?
No, that person is digging such a hole,
Oh yeah.
right?
So I thought sorry, mate.
Sorry, yeah.
I was being an ass.
We were about to have fisticuffs. No, we agree. You're going to get the wrong job, and then you have to do the wrong job, or you're going to
Right.
get the head job, and you're like, I wish I didn't do that. Like really didn't
Totally.
enjoy it.
Yeah. So yeah, acting with your true intent is intention is best way forward.
Yeah, honesty, best policy. But what if
Totally,
you don't
man.
like yourself, Ben? What do you think?
I'm just thinking about the being your authentic self, and I know that's something, Ed, that you and I definitely worked on when we were together, because I was that textbook no more Mr. Nice Guy people pleaser. I remember when you gave me that book to read,
Yeah,
and I was reading through it, and I remember coming to one of our sessions and went, so I'm this dude in the book.
yeah,
And when I got to the next chapter, I'm like, oh, and I'm him as well. And then
yeah,
I just remember, I just kept going through it. I'm like, this is my life. I didn't realize that someone had written a biography about what I do.
yeah,
And, and the realization, like one of the big things that I had to juggle with internally was, nice guys are not necessarily nice people. And I remember having to like unpack that with you
Yeah.
as well. And it all came back to that, not communicating your authentic self, and then also figuring out what my authenticness was.
yeah,
Like, because of the masking and things that we all, tend to do for whatever XYZ reason, trying to figure out, okay, well, which bit is authentic and true to me, and which bit was the mask, and like pulling the threads apart to try and figure it out, which I'm still, working out now. Even it's not
yeah.
something that just happens overnight. It's something that takes a chunk of work to do.
Well, I would say that speeds vary, but we're definitely polishing the well-cut diamond that is Ben.
Aww. I want that recorded. Oh wait, it is.
It is.
It's your lucky day, Ben.
You got a compliment. Good for
Yay.
you.
Woo.
Hooray. No, Ben, like, I know the real you because I guess we create a safe space to hang out, and I get to know you because you share yourself with me. And the more you do that, the more you're going to feel comfortable in your skin. And the more you do that with other people, you're going to realize that maybe other people can hold space for you. Maybe other people can like you, the real you, the sensitive you, the afraid you, the I don't know the answers you, which is me sometimes as well, all the time. Like, but practicing it, actually doing it, is the work that is required, and it's not easy.
Yes,
and it's harder for some and easier for others. But yeah, it's still the same path.
I think
Dan.
I like that. I like that Ben just brought up the notion of niceness. Like you mentioned Ben being Mr. Nice Guy. There was something you framed in that way. And Ed and I remember, again, going back 4 years, there was
Yep.
we did a lot of work on this, as in being the nice guy, people mistaking niceness for weakness as well, and that
Yes.
I definitely had an attribute of that, and I had people telling me that niceness was a weakness, and I was the nice guy, people pleaser. But then Ed and I did a lot of work, or Ed helped me understand that there's key marked differences between. But anyone can be nice. That's what Ed and I did a lot of work on. Anyone can put on this mask of being nice, but it's very different to being intrinsically good, an intrinsically good person and a kind person, right? Like niceness and kindness, as a key contrasting example, are two very, very different things. And that was really, really valuable for me to learn around the goodness and kindness, not just about having those attributes to show externally. It's about being good and kind to yourself. And that's absolutely what I was not doing at all.
Yeah, because the nice guy, if he's also a people pleaser, which is basically the same thing, is abandoning himself in favor of trying to live up to the expectations or desires of other people. And someone there is being abandoned. And it's not very nice to abandon someone, is it? And
No,
if you're abandoning yourself, then yourself is going to get very upset. And then
but
if you don't
that's
take care of yourself and respect yourself, you become quite a cold, callous, upset, hurt person.
and that's what I see. That's what I see, guys. I see that
Yep.
as gay guys, we lose our goodness and kindness to ourselves, and like you can't move forward in terms of a long. It's not a long term approach to success personally, professionally, with your family, loved ones, etc. You're to achieving your own goals if you're not being, prioritizing the optimization of the goodness to you and kindness to yourself.
Well said. I've got two options for you guys. I want you to tell me which one you prefer. Should I get a six pack and a hot body so that people find me very attractive? Will that fix it? Or alternatively, could I become highly opinionated and have just a superior position to everybody else? Will that fix it?
Can you delve a bit deeper, mate, into the second one, the sense of superiority?
Oh yeah. So just like have a bunch of opinions where you're certain that you're right, and then tell people about them a lot so that you feel superior to other people. At least you can intellectually justify that you're a superior being, and that you don't really have to talk about your own flaws or fears or lack because you're so great and you're right about all the right things.
Can I, Ed? I would take neither of those options. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm
Damn
gonna
it.
go. Can I posit a third option of none of the above?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm with Ben on this one, 100%.
Nice. What do you
Although,
prefer, Ben? What would you
caveat:
go with instead?
am
Yeah.
I allowed to lick lactose-free chocolate off said abs?
Maybe it will make everything better. Have you tried?
I mean, look, it has to be lactose-free. Otherwise, if it's whipped cream, it's putting a 20-minute timer on fun. I'm just trying to figure out because
It might be better. It reminds me of I used to watch this Chinese mainland dating show, and because it was a Chinese mainland show, I know, real right turn, right? But it's real. It was
I'm like,
actually a really good show. It
where
was on
are we
SBS.
going? Where are we going here?
Yeah.
no.
So
Is this You Are the One?
yes, it is. Have you
Oh,
seen
I
it?
love that show so much.
Correct response. It's fucking great. Part of the show, right, is that there's government censors so that the show goes along with like a line that the government is happy with that's like socially responsible, ethical, according to the CCCP.
Is it gay, Ed, or is it?
No, absolutely not.
No,
I was going to
gosh,
say,
no.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Don't forget that, like, while religion and certain religions and certain people can have a problem with us from that angle, China's very anti-gay, despite
Yeah,
being
yeah.
ostensibly, technically atheist,
You
but
caught
has a
you
bunch
caught
of
me
religious
you
people.
caught me off guard, Ed.
No, very straight. So there's a phrase that was circulating in Chinese popular culture because they from the transition from strict communism to market, like free market capitalism, introduced into the communist system. So now it's just like authoritarian China as opposed to communist China, technically. But there's this phrase that it's like it's better to cry in the back of a Mercedes than to be happy in the front of a horse-drawn cart or something like that. It's like close to that. Don't quote me. But yeah, that's what Ben's saying with the maybe it is worth it to lick the chocolate off the abs as long as it's lactose free, so I don't shit myself. But
Yeah.
if I do get them damn abs, are you sure not everything will be better? Like it might be.
Yeah,
You get that Mercedes, you can cry in it. Go on, man.
In the name of science, I feel like why can't I find out?
Oh, you can. It just costs $400 an hour, I think. I've never done it, but I'm thinking fireman stripper. It's one of my dreams. I haven't done it yet, but one day, someone please get me a fireman stripper for a party, please.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, I'll just put that on the back burner. I'll let you know how
I know
go.
you guys spend every minute of every day wondering what's the next best thing I can do for Ed.
It's a fireman getting you a costume fireman stripper.
Now you know. No costume. I want him to be the real deal.
Oh, you want the legit? Okay. Like
is that too much to ask?
All right. Yeah. Sure.
Thanks, guys. Anyway, enough about me. Ben,
Yes.
Do you struggle dating gay dudes or even making friends with gay dudes for the same reasons or similar reasons to what we're talking about today? What do you think?
Yeah,
What do you experience?
I would say I do. Like, so I'm currently, let's say currently single. I am
Perennially single. Yeah.
chronically, eternally single.
Did you say
Which is,
chronically, Ben? Chronically?
yeah, chronically, which,
Very single.
medical terminology means persistent and ongoing. So I feel like it fits, Dan. So chronically and eternally single. So dating using apps, look, I I used to be that performative one. Very much then after working with you, Ed, I was like, I'm going to give them a try again because I am evolved and it will be
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
It was in a Morgan Freeman voice. It was not wonderful. It was just.
More of the same.
It was, yes. And
Yeah.
I realized that even though I was being more authentic and I was being more communicative and
Yeah.
I was being clearer with my expectations about what I wanted, and I would meet people, and it would be that I'm sitting there going, you're not being, I could, like, the bullshit detector was going off.
Yeah.
Like and I'm there going, no. And I find that was really hard to build connection in that space. And so then I'm like, I'm going to go to a gay bar and I'm going to try to go to some different gay events. And it was, quite interesting doing that because I saw people from my professional world who were there, who are a couple of steps above me. So, and I'm like, that automatically just kind of felt like I was on a back foot, that I couldn't be myself because it was going to impact me in some way.
Yeah.
But in the end, like it spoiler alert, it never did and it doesn't. But also I found like the gay bar scene, and just, even though I was in a safe environment, it was, a bare, group meetup kind of deal thing, I still just didn't feel, I felt like I was very much had a brick wall. I just wasn't quite ready to feel safe in that environment. So there was an element of me obviously putting up that brick wall, being like, not ready. This is terrifying.
Well, that's a
Then what,
super tough ask.
Ben, what made you feel unsafe?
I guess it's not necessarily like unsafe, but like just I'm a person that I prefer meeting someone, getting to know them conversationally in like a one-on-one-ish kind of atmosphere before,
With your pants
like,
off straight away.
no.
No. Lactose-free chocolate involved.
Yeah, definitely. Normally there's firemen involved, Ed. I highly do recommend getting involved in that one.
Of course.
You need to tick that off your bucket list.
I'm going to start starting fires just in case it works out.
Don't do that. Just fun fact, don't do that. It's frowned upon in multiple states and territories.
Right.
But like I don't know. It's just kind of like I just kind of went. It was just that little fire alarm in my head essentially going off, being like, no, I'm not feeling comfortable. And if I'm not feeling comfortable, obviously the go-to is that performative self, I guess, in some way.
Yeah.
Was it
so? Yeah.
Ben, did it come from a place because like you were comparing yourself to other people in the bar, or because you'd seen other like people from the professional sense in there as well? Was it a combination of those things?
Dan, I'm going to say something to you that I said to Ed in one of our more recent sessions: is stop seeing me for who I am, bitch. Yes, right. Honestly, that's exactly what it was. One of my biggest bugbears is that comparative thought process where I look at other people and I go, how could you possibly like me? I don't physically look like, that attractive person that is there at the bar ordering a drink. Like, it's just that automatic, self-depreciation that kicks in straight away. And
humor covering a little bit.
Shut up for saying me for who I am, bitch. But yes, no, definitely that humor does, that self-depreciating humor, getting the laugh in before they can say something. I did inverted commas.
Yeah.
There's, dear listeners, you can't see me. I did inverted commas before, they say it, which, they're 99% chance that they're not actually thinking or going to say at all.
Yeah, the thing
So
that you're fearing that they're going to reject you for, you reject yourself for it first, so that they can't.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, man.
So
Insecurities, we all got them. We all got them. Are they
Yeah.
getting
so
better? Is there a
oh,
path? If someone listening is going, "Holy fucking shit, this is so deeply relatable,"
Yeah.
what do you? Who wants to go first, Ben or Dan?
I've been speaking a lot. Dan goes first. Ha ha ha.
Okay, can I ask?
Sure.
Let's not make this necessarily about coaching per se. Let's
Yeah.
make this just about like, what do you want to tell this listener that's like, oh fuck, this is fucking me, fuck, fuck, fuck. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want to tell them, Dan?
I want to tell people, like, from my experience, it's it's important to go deep and go deep within yourself and have really honest conversations about getting understanding what's important to you, what your objectives are, and realizing where you're at within yourself. And now I know that could sound a bit vague, but in my experience, after experience, I don't want to use the word suffering, but I'll say experiencing a lot of trauma at one stage in life when I first engaged with Ed. Ed brought to the forefront, and I'm not going to make this all about coaching at all. That's not my intent here at all. But by going through that coaching experience, I got brought into a level of neutrality within myself. And what that allowed me to do was have a stable baseline to be able to go deeper within myself on my own and contextualize the next steps that I wanted and needed to take to start building on who I am and getting to a place psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, with confidence and pride in who I wanted to be and who I really am underneath, because I'd been distracted for a long time, and just pretty much just I was running on autopilot, and wasn't in tune with who I am for a number of years. So with that said, by doing that deep diving, I'll give you guys an example, or to anyone listening. I knew that internally, I had it as a gay man. It's important to me to keep fit, and not as a gay man, just as who I am as well. Internally, I feel like being fit, and it's good for me, not just physically, but mentally as well. But I wasn't in a place to even consider walking into a gym 4 years ago. But I knew that I still wanted to exercise, but it had to really benefit me on the inside. So I took up hot yoga 4 to 5 times a week. And what that did was balance out and improve my central nervous system. I did that consistently for a year. I showed up consistently 4 to 5 times a week at the same yoga studio, to build my inner strength, my physical strength. It was all about doing something for me that just improved upon that base of neutrality, or that baseline level, to take me to the next stage where I could continue to work on and really build myself even further. But and there was an element to that as well, that felt quite selfish and self-indulgent. But over time, I learned that prioritizing yourself and getting your inner self to a place of positivity is just paramount to benefiting all other parts of your life as well. That's my.
Wow.
Was that a
Yeah.
lot?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Great
What,
speech.
I refuse to follow that, because
Neither.
that is
I quit.
that
I
is
quit.
that is legitimately just the best way to describe it. Like, like you used hot yoga. For me, it was powerlifting in the gym, showing, improving that I had grit, determination, the ability to put myself first and stuff like that, to like realign myself and figure out, yes, I'm worthy of this and it's okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it was, yeah,
Yeah,
and it
man.
can be confronting and hard. Like being in a hot yoga studio, like, and this is coming from a place of where included in a rather toxic situation that I was in, where I was accused of my body, not accused, but I was labelled as being a bit overweight and somewhat unsightly to a certain person. So then going to a hot yoga studio, and I run hot, boys. Like I'm a hot. It takes me. You throw me in a 37-degree yoga studio. Good luck keeping my t-shirt on for any longer than 5 seconds. So I'm standing in a room full of 40 people, shirt off, which is something that I was, a real struggle at first. But then over time, you realize everyone's in their own little world anyway, right? Everyone's not worrying about themselves, but, there for themselves as well. So they're not looking at you. Don't be preoccupied with who's around you, what's going on around you. Stay within yourself, right? Don't get distracted. Focus on you and stay on your ball, stay on your balls, stay on your ball, stay on your game, and keep focused and keep driving through your practice, as in me practicing yoga, because you know what the benefits could be and what did become.
Stop it.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
Gosh.
That's it.
Uh, I'm just so. Oh, by the way, I swapped microphone, and I apologize if there's been lots of rubbing noises because
Yeah, that's
somehow
yeah,
you were hearing them. Yeah,
yeah,
somehow my MacBook was like, "Oh, we should totally use your crappy headset attached microphone instead of the built-in microphone." My apologies. I hope it's better now. It probably sounds a bit different.
clear as day,
Um,
clear as day.
Oh, excellent. Um, Dan, fucking
Yes,
fabulous. Thank you for sharing. I don't even need to say these things. The audience is definitely feeling it. If they haven't quit out of absolute terror of how articulate, well adjusted, and impressive you are because of your story and your achievements, I just really want to highlight that
sure.
no one has to do what Dan did, but I love the way that you said that it's like find your thing. You illuminated a path, not a specific activity, but the key things were there. You put in hard work and dedication, and it hurts to focus
Mm,
on yourself, calm your
Yeah.
nervous system, make yourself the priority, do hard work, and spend time and energy and effort on something that really matters to you that is not easy in order to grow. In
totally.
Now, to make it about coaching again, just for a second, this is exactly why there is always activities between every session. I give everyone as much homework as they will possibly take home with them. There's always accountability for those actions. And I tell people, like in 3 or 4 months, we can achieve some really staggering, amazing things. But after that, your work will never be complete. And if someone picked up something like hot yoga or powerlifting or any other form of um, disciplined
Yeah,
action where it requires that you put yourself through something hard for a cause that you're delaying gratification and building towards, you're going to develop muscles within yourself that society seldom asks us to. And so it has to be voluntary in most cases, or you could just join a boot camp or the military and they'll fucking force you to do it. Um, but yeah, or join brown bear coaching. It's not quite as excoriating, and we tell jokes and it's funny as well. But I challenge people, I push people. You have to face the shit. You have to go through the mud. You have to do the work and feel unpleasant for long enough
yeah,
to develop these mental muscles and physical muscles. It's the same kind of process, and all of this is quite beautiful because it enables you to become the person that you have inside, the one that you really, really, really want to be. And laying on the couch for 6 hours watching Netflix doesn't sculpt him. So look at what you choose to do. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to do hot yoga. But if you want to become a more powerful, capable, self connected, disciplined, like capable version of yourself that you might really love being, it might feel great to be that guy. This is what it takes. You're going to have to
yeah.
consider what are you going to do? What sacrifices are you going to make? What commitments are you going to make? What pains are you going to push through? I usually don't talk like this. It's nice, actually. It's a nice change because your
Yeah.
commitment to the hot yoga was so impressive and hard that I think it's well worth highlighting for people. Pick up
Thanks.
riding, pick up running, whatever.
Get there's the term I like as well, which I repeated to myself, and I talk about it a lot, is get comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Like
find comfort
there's
Mm,
a
in discomfort.
there- there's totally, yeah, Ed, we talked about this in our sessions.
Yeah.
It's there's reason and there's purpose to it once the outcomes come to fruition as such. I wasn't comfortable in a yoga studio in 37 to 40 degrees with you know 40 people, and there's very good looking attractive people in there, and I had this perception in my own head that I wasn't physically good enough to be there with my shirt off, because I thought I was well, I've been told I was overweight, and I wasn't in peak physical condition, yada yada yada. But
Mm.
getting comfortable with that uncomfortable situation was really important and did improve my confidence over time. The other thing was the mental side of things and the emotional side of things that it did for me is yoga is very much an individual practice, although you're in a group setting and there is a teacher, and these people are wonderful, they're masters of what they do, but it's a very
Some of them.
quiet, it's a very silent, well,
Not
my
all
word,
yoga teachers, but
not
carry on. Go on.
in my experience.
Yeah, good.
But it's a very solo effort. It's a very solo practice for the most part. There would be times at the end of that class I would be in tears. Just it was such a release. I didn't even know why. Right? I knew I would tune in during shavasana at the end and tune into why I was crying and why there was a release going on. And for the most of the time was because of the relationship breakup.
Yeah.
But it was still part of my recovery journey, my growth journey to become the guy that I am now today. And
Mm.
I do now. I make people feel uncomfortable, and I'm very calm and very vocal and very transparent, and I'm a very supportive guy, friend as well. Whether I just met you like Ben, or you've been in my life for a long time, I'm always there to support you. I'm always there to provide goodness and help. But yeah, sometimes getting comfortable with the uncomfortable is people's worst fear, or a big fear.
Yeah. We spend a lot of time avoiding it, so why change now? Well, here's the why, because you might achieve things. If Dan sounds impressive and even attractive to you, there's a reason for that. I wanted to ask you, did you have a why? Could you clearly articulate the why you did all this work? Like, who did you do it for? Plus, like, was it just yourself, or was it something? Do you live for something greater than yourself? I don't know. What's your answer to that?
That's a big question, Ed. Sorry, big question, because I think I've got a few answers to that. So big question because it's a layered, probably a very well, it is a layered response. First and foremost, definitely for myself. I see that now, and once this past 4 years, it's about my inner growth, my reflection, being good to myself. Because ultimately, by me doing those things internally, and being a natural, a natural, I don't want to, a natural, my own. It's gonna sound, it sounds funny saying it, but being my own best friend
Mm,
um, is really important to me now, and having my own back um, is paramount to who I am now, because it does benefit others around me, and it's reflected in my work, and my sense of happiness, and my mental clarity. In all honesty, though, guys, I'll be very clear here in saying that probably there was a time at a time, there was a bit of ego behind it as well. Like, I wanted to prove that I wasn't a person that I'd been told that I was by someone
yeah.
else,
A
right?
little bit of like purging the victim, the wounded self is saying like, "Fuck you, I'm not who you
Fuck,
said that I was."
fuck yes, Ed. Fuck,
Yeah.
fuck yes, Ed. And I didn't want to be victim, and I wanted to show that I was strong, and I wanted to show that I knew what that I know who I am, and get back to that person that I know I could be, that guy that I knew I could be, and I had been in the past, maybe with a much more naive sense of self, and a lot of,
Mm,
maybe a bit of, in my 20s, maybe early 30s, a fair bit of misplaced confidence. But
mm,
now that's certainly no longer. To that as
mm.
well, so there's three parts, right? There's a bit of ego, there's a bit of proof to someone else or other people. Then being my own best friend, that was another part of it, and self care, and
Nice.
yeah, having my own
It
back. And then
sound
the other part is to to a greater good as well. Like I want to show that my time here on this planet
I thought so.
worth, has been worthwhile, and I want to show that I've done my best and for myself and for my loved ones and the people in my life, and just being a adding value to the world that I'm in.
Yeah, I suspected that you might say something like that. I guess I sort of asked the leading question, but like you're very convincing. Are you religious at all? Is that why you do it? What's the greater good? What is this experience? What are you talking about?
No, I'm not religious. My parents are of different religious backgrounds. It's been religion's been a part of my life, but I'm not practicing in any particular religion.
Hmm.
I practice attributes of them, but they don't define my everyday behavior by any stretch. It's much
Yep.
more of the spiritual awareness, Ed, and like what I'm a firm believer in karma, and the you put out positivity, you get positivity back, and I don't mean that with any sense of delusion. I promise you, I'm very much a realist at the same time.
Mm.
But it's about the greater good, Ed. Like I do believe what you can't. There's karmic energy out there, and what you put out, you do get back.
And that experience, is it just an intellectual concept, or is it like something you actually feel, something like an energy or like a motivation or a driving force or a comfort within
No, totally,
yourself?
totally. Well, it comes from a place of intellect. The intellect's involved, but it's very much what I feel energetically, 100%.
Yeah, it's like a visceral personal experience. Yeah.
Totally, it's a personal
Ah, it's
experience.
so
And
nice to have you on and have you say these things.
oh, thanks, Ed. Well, it's a
Because,
pleasure to be here. It's a personal experience, but it's also part of my purpose.
well, what's your purpose?
To do good, like to do good, however that looks, whether it's being my own best friend and supporting those people around me and getting the right message out there, stemming from what I learned with you and what I continue to put into practice. It's
Mm,
about that concept of greater good.
mm,
What goes around comes around, all that kind of stuff. And we
mm,
look and see what's going around, geopolitically. You know, misery loves company, and it spreads,
Mm,
but we don't have to take you don't we have humans have choice over their behavior, right? So by going to war, what does that benefit? By talking shit about other people, how does that add value? Do you know what I mean? Like, think about your actions, your behavior, and how that's going to affect you, impact you, but to also the people in your life, whether it's colleagues, friends, family, and then how does that contribute overall to your life and society, etc.
mm.
Think about
How do you,
things.
how do you find this true north? How do you know what your sense of or what the greater good is?
I'm really honest with myself, Ed, and I talk to myself about it, like not not necessarily vocally, but I have a lot of
Right.
I contemplate things in a very honest way,
And
and I
does
think
yourself talk back?
correct,
Does it tell
absolutely, one
you?
hundred percent.
Right.
I always have the answer. I can
Yeah.
always find the answer within myself by
Yep.
just by tuning in and digging deep. There is no there is nothing that I cannot figure out within myself.
Mm.
I don't mean I don't mean for that to come across in an egomaniacal kind of way or an arrogant way, but
Yep.
I can I've got the tools now. My I don't have all the tools. That's not what I'm saying, but
Mm.
I've I've got I've got strong tools, let's say, in my tool shed to be able to work through most things, whether it's personal, professional, societal. Like
Mm.
the toolbox is pretty full, but it's
Mm.
constant. You have to keep your tools sharp at the same time. And
Mm.
if they're broken, you've got to focus on fixing them.
Hmm.
With priority.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Dan, you are exceeding what I had hoped that you would. Just because I've been thinking lately about how like we grew up without really good gay role models, and part of my like greater good and my bigger picture and my why and my purpose is starting to become like I want to be and embody and demonstrate consistently, openly, broadly, um, really great like role model as a gay man, like a very
Yeah,
honest, very open,
it's
brave,
important.
doing it like, and you're doing it now, and it's really beautiful and fantastic to hear you say it. And I'm super glad. It feels really awesome to have someone that I know quite well you to be able to come on the show to say these things, because sometimes for me, I can feel like I'm the only one saying them, or that sounds egotistical, but
Yeah.
like
No.
you are currently like an exemplar of the things and the path that I am just so deeply impassioned that more and more and more gay men achieve and become, because I'm sick of our self-defeating bullshit, and I just want to stamp it out. And you stamp it out with love and kindness and encouragement and teaching and learning and growth and mutual assistance. You don't stamp it out by hating it, judging it, bemoaning it, whinging about it. And I think I'm slightly tipping onto whinging, but you just did so much of the other good stuff. Like, I think we'll achieve balance. Also, the spiritual stuff. You
Good.
articulated it really well. As a non-religious person, I think most gay guys are non-religious. Most listeners will be non-religious. That doesn't mean that there isn't a greater reason to do what you do, to make the choices, to make hard choices, to become a person, not just for yourself, not become the person you are and want to be, not just for yourself, but also for others, which has the delightful kickback of being very rewarding as well and feeling good. When you get to be that guy, it feels really fucking good.
Absolutely.
So it's a
Absolutely.
win-win-win.
Yep.
Yep.
Ben, do you feel inspired? How are you feeling?
Well, I'll be honest. Just that was just amazing to just sit and listen to you so eloquently talk that through, Dan.
Well,
Just like
thanks, man.
across all of it, because like sitting here, it resonated a lot with me in what you were saying, but also I'm going. I like that analogy that you're using about the tool shed, because I'm going, I have some of those tools in the shed, and I'm actually reflecting, going, some of those tools probably could be repaired and or sharpened right about now, because I know, like listening to you going, talking through it all, I'm going, yeah, I know that I probably need to work on some of that, and it's like if you don't use it, you lose it, and like
Totally.
just going through that, but yeah, it's very much a hashtag goals kind of situation that
Yeah,
I'm
man.
feeling in my head right now, because like, yeah, that was just chef's kiss. Amazing to listen
Thanks.
to.
Don't
Good.
forget that we always feel so far from the peak, because every time we get closer, we want it more and we want more, and it's this never-ending cycle.
Well, that's
Um,
it.
and you never obtain everything that you want, unless maybe I'm wrong and like the Dalai Lama knows what's up, and enlightenment can actually, remove your human desires and longing and wanting. I think there's an incredible amount of self-actualization that feels just as good probably as enlightenment, if you can just accept that it's a never-ending path, and that the walking of the path is the reward. There is no eternal tick, you did it, you're a good boy now destination, but getting to
Right.
walk
Yeah.
the path on your terms is like the freedom that I want everyone to experience and achieve for themselves. Yeah, this has been really beautiful. Thank you, Dan. Is there anything else that you'd like to say?
No, just I think I like that you just touched on it because it popped into my head at the same time. It's not about the destination; it's about the best journey possible that you
Yeah.
can give to yourself, right? So
Yep.
it ties back into those things: being your own best friend, best mate, um, and acting with best intention for yourself, because it will just automatically it'll just automatically or by proxy benefit the other people and factors of your life as well.
Nice. Nice. Thank you very, very, very much. Now, I'd like to transition us to Ben has prepared some cool gay shit. This is a fun little segment that we do.
Cool
But just
go
before
shit.
we do, Dan, if listeners are really liking what you have to say and very appreciative of what you had to say, are there any like causes or things that you would like to point anyone to? I did not prep you for this, so if you can't think of any on the spot, no worries.
No, that's right. Can you elaborate on that?
I don't know. Is there like a charity or a book or a foundation or a YouTube channel or a something? If all
No,
else
man.
fails, you could recommend me, I suppose.
I was
I
going to say
wasn't.
apart from you, Ed.
Oh my god. Okay.
No, to circle back to that, because it's not bullshit, right? Like you brought me back to my base level. I don't. If, I may not be using. No, I can explain that. You brought me back to a place of just being neutral within myself. So that was just understanding that I wasn't a shit person, and that I actually am am a valuable gay man who does have the opportunity and capability to be able to move forward out of a place of negativity and complete, I had no self-worth when I met Ed, and that was one of the first things that Ed pointed out to me or asked me, was just said, "Well, Dan, do you have any self-worth?" And I broke down because I didn't. So I came from a complete place of, I was broken, absolutely broken. So by working with Ed and getting to that baseline level of being able to see the good in myself and what I was capable of and the opportunities ahead, that was the starting point 4 years ago. And it's honestly from commitment and persistence and showing up for myself physically, emotionally, and for the greater good that I talked about, spiritually as well. It's that's where this has come from. It's not. I listen to various different podcasts, and I do like yoga, and I'm look after myself and have really honest conversations with people around me. And I think just that leading my life with complete transparency and realness is they're the key tools that I use to move forward.
Nice one. So your cause really is the gay man listener. You're just like, hey guys, like I'm gonna point back at you and say you are your own answer. Here's the way I achieve what I achieved. If it sounds good to you, good, take it. But like you're the thing that I care about. And I'm sure, Dan, as well, that you built on a solid base. I know that you'd been through a lot with a very difficult partner and gaslighting, yada, yada, yada. And that was really getting you down. But it wasn't all me, mate. Like, it wasn't, you have a lot of awesomeness to build on. And you've done an
I
extremely good job of that. So well done.
Thanks. But at that time, right, I couldn't see that, right?
Yep.
When you first
Yep.
met me, I could not see that one bit, one bit. I felt like the whole world was on fire around me, and I was completely broken and desperate.
Yeah. Shitty place to be, but an incredible experience. And you survived it and you're wiser and stronger for having it.
Thanks, mate.
Good for you. Well done.
Pat on back.
Ben, any final words for Dan or about on this topic?
Like just so much of what you've said, Dan, like today just resonates and reminds me of my own, like that kind of experience that I had with Ed. Like, I know when I first started with Ed, it was very similar conversations around self-worth. And like I'm in just complete awe and admiration of the fact that you can say that, I know I've got the answers within myself. And I know a lot of the time I doubt myself that I have the answers or that I can find the answer within myself. That's something that I found very tricky, or Ed having to explain to me that I A, didn't have to have an answer, or B, there was no right answer. That was
Correct.
that was a recurring theme a couple of times. I do remember.
Ed loves. Sorry, you go.
This Ed guy sounds like
No.
a real cunt. Yeah.
Yeah, this like look, and I didn't even get into the part, and like that was just between me sobbing and turning the camera off and refusing to turn it back on for periods of 5 minutes. But it's great, it's fine, it's good. But no, I must admit, just hearing you talk through that is, I just am in awe and admiration of it all, because it's just, for me, it like shows that through consistent hard work and stuff like that, it will, like, even for me where I'm at right now in my own journey, like there is improvement that will still go, and it's that journey, not the destination, and it's a freaking marathon, it's not a sprint.
It's not a sprint.
One
Like,
day at a time,
it's
baby.
that's it. Well, it doesn't even have to be a day at a time. It can just be one moment, like one instance at a time, that you work through.
Yep.
You can break it down to whatever moment it needs to be for you to get through. So, which is, pretty cool. I've literally just loved sitting here, just in deep thought, going, huh.
I wonder if I can do that.
Ed,
I hope that
Ed, you're going to have to
experiencing-
edit out a lot of huh, just so you're aware.
Being confrontational with yourself is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important. I think as well, keeping like Ed and I, we talk a lot. We talked well, and we did recently as well, talking a lot about labels, like things being good, things being bad, and how gay men or society in general, we can label things very quickly as good or bad without seeing the bigger picture of what the experience is or what the situation might be. So just like going through life with as clearer head and as clear as possible, eyes on things. And it is sorry, not it's just really, really important. Really important.
I didn't I
Confess.
didn't pull you up when you were saying good, Dan, earlier, because I can tell that it comes from a place of like, I often refer to like your essence or your truth or your knowing, your deeper knowing. You know how on a deeper level you know that you're gay and that you love men and that love is good.
Mm,
I don't ever challenge anyone on labeling that or like qualifying it or judging it, because I know that experience and it feels so true for me. So when something comes from your place of truth and it's good, that's a different kind of good to like rescuing refugees is good. You know, do you see what I mean? Like, or pick opinion, insert opinion here. Trump is bad. Someone else is good. Like, it's a different thing when you experience it firsthand, viscerally for yourself. When you just know that there's a right and wrong for you, and perhaps for the universe. Maybe this is real spiritual talk, but like maybe
yeah.
we are extensions of the universe itself.
Yeah.
I actually do kind of feel that we are. Um, then yeah, then you don't have to like justify or qualify that good. It is your truth, and it can be felt and understood, and then used as a compass to guide your life. I wanted to say, Ben, or anybody listening, if you feel inspired or impressed by Dan, I want to suggest that he is showing you a path to become a very powerful, capable person. Maybe he has some personal unique gifts, or his childhood or something about him that some of us don't have is different. And no doubt some of it is. But if it makes you think, oh, wow, I wonder how eloquent I could become. I wonder how self-assured and self-confident I could become. I wonder how peaceful and et cetera, I could become. Then good. Like, be inspired. Like, reach for your own best and enjoy the journey. I will too. Dan legit impresses me. And it makes me think, oh, I wonder if I could be that eloquent about that thing or speak this way about those things. So yeah, let's get inspired and enjoy. Thank you,
Thanks, Ed.
Ed out,
Really,
Ed out.
yeah,
Ed
thank
out.
you, Ed. That's lovely words. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Ben. That's
Good. I imagine your ego is purring like a kitten
no,
in a soft wood fire. Yeah,
thank you. Very supportive. Very supportive words.
you're welcome. Ben, cool gay shit. What you got for us?
Cool gay shit. Well, I don't know about you guys, but like Sleep and I have quite a tenuous friendship, and like there are things that I think about at night, like do penguins have knees, and how big is an actual bee's dick? Like these are the things that keep me awake at night. I've always kind of like wondered, were there gay pirates? Like, did they? Because like it's a pretty it's kind of gay. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I did some research, so you don't have to wonder anymore, and you can get a full night's sleep. Pirate? No. This is amazing, and this is like factual. I like deep dived into this, and it was horrible, and I hated every second of it.
I'm gonna mute
Pirates. Pirates didn't just break the law, they totally broke the rules of society, and it just fucking love it. So, particularly found in the Caribbean, there are formal records from the court in the late 1600s and early 1700s that show matelotage, which is French for seamanship or seamanship marriage, every single pun intended, where pirates were known to get married and were partners and everything. And it provided social and economic security. It provided support in battle. You had your bro, literally had your back. Your buccaneer was at like just there. I love it. I'm there. I'm down
This
with this.
this is
Ah,
fabulous history.
I know the deep diving I did, Dan. And so, and the best bit, there was no shame. There was no
Yeah.
discretion.
Love it.
There was
Love
no
it.
shirtless headless torso on Grinder. Oh no, not for pirates. The crews knew who were partnered with each other. They knew. They were all like, oh yeah, those two, they're doing a thing. They share a
This is
hammock. It's all
this is
good.
hot. This is hot.
Uh,
I'm like,
I know. And in well-known pirate ports like Tortuga, it was tolerated because pirates like basically ran the economy with their rum and stolen goods. So they were like, we don't like it, but money talks. We'll
yeah,
allow it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Nice.
this is brilliant. But then it got me thinking again, which pirate from history or fantasy would you enter into a matelotage with?
Oh.
I know. So like I'm thinking Will Turner.
Matelotage.
Will Turner from Pirates
yeah.
of the Caribbean.
Yes.
What? Hold on, Ed. Don't jump too quickly. Davy Jones.
Yes.
Tentacles. Like hello. There was
Yes.
that could be a thing.
I'm going to have
Blackbeard.
to brush up on my Buccaneers here.
Blackbeard used to like light his beard on fire with freaking gunpowder and dynamite. Like that's hot in so many ways.
That's kinky.
I know. And then there's Jack Sparrow. I'm probably team Will Turner, I won't lie. But, you know, that's just because Orlando Bloom. But yeah.
I think he'd be a very bratty lay. You know how like there's a bratty subculture of like sexiness?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think he'd just be a very bratty lay, which would be annoying.
Yeah, well, what about what would Jack Sparrow then? What would Jack Sparrow like be like?
I'm a yes to all of them, honestly. Pirates, yes. The freedom, the sailing, the anal sex. It's a lot of yeses. The
I know,
rum on
it's
the
like-
beach.
That's it. Where is the negative? I don't see one.
I don't see one. Also, I see a lot of parallels to like ancient Greek, ancient. Did they do it in Roman? Where's my brain gone? Some of the most
Sparta.
famous.
I'm fairly sure
yeah, exactly.
Sparta. It was pretty okay.
Yeah, I think they were all a bit different, and I think there's caveats. It's not carte blanche.
Yes.
I'm no expert on these things though, but yeah, there's some very famous armies and stuff where it was very clear that if you let like the men literally love each other, they fight harder, feel better, work better. Sucks to be straight. You don't get all those benefits. Shitty straight guys sucked in, genetically weaker.
Correct.
Aha. So yeah, no. When I
the breaks.
Yeah, sucked in straight guys. Sucks to be you.
but like I loved it. It was just like, oh my god, this is the most amazing thing ever.
I've had many a conversation with straight guys when they seriously say like, no, yes, a huge part of me wishes I was gay because that sounds fucking awesome. Best friend plus sex plus no pregnancy stuff plus women. Not to denigrate women, love women, but like it was funny.
The contemplation of it though, it seems to be more prominent.
Oh, sure, but like I can contemplate vagina till the cows come home.
Sorry, when I say prominence, Ed, I mean like it's coming up in conversation more and more. I find.
Yeah, which is great, and I love to see more bi visibility as well because like bi guys have their own unique struggle with coming out, and their own struggles relating to both straight and gay men, and then even bi people have a significant diversity amongst them. So yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, awesome, Ben. Got anything else for us?
Thanks, Ben.
That's all good. No, that's all I have prepared for this week. Well, I did have a ranking chocolates game, but I'll leave that because we are running short on time.
We've covered chocolate.
Like, it's, you know,
lactose free. That's the answer. On
lactose free
or a pirate.
Like,
we've covered
or a fireman dressed as a pirate. Why not have it all? Who says you can't?
Oh, that tickles me. Oh my god. Okay. Shall we wrap it up? Is there anything else?
No, I think that's everything for this week, my wonderful compatriots.
All right.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you for being here. I would also like to thank my bestie, Dan, who is quietly sitting in the background hosting me at his place in Sydney, which is my excuse for why I was less than prepared to do the lol grinder and stuff. So forgive me and the proper intro, but we'll get back to our professional best next week, I'm sure. Ben, thank you very, very much as always for showing up and being yourself and being honest and being open. It matters more than I think you know. And thank you to the audience for tuning in and listening and for caring about yourself. And I hope you feel inspired by Dan to become your own best friend, have your own back, and become your own potential, because that's really a beautiful thing. And you will thank yourself, and the kids will thank yourself, and some old gay man that you never noticed in the gay bar staring at you will be like, wow, that guy's inspirational. And then he'll be inspired, and then he'll be glad, and you'll never know. But that's beautiful.
Love it.
I say beautiful things.
Thanks, Ed.
All
You do.
right, boys. Thank you
Thanks,
very
guys.
much. Take
Right.
care. Until
Thank
next
you.
time.
Bye.
Bye.